Two guys who know a lot about the beauty of Michigan. They're here for the Michigan Lodging and Tourism Legislative Conference. Steve Yencich with the Michigan Lodging and Tourism Association. Welcome to our Gillespie Group storefront studio.
Thank you so much, Michael Patrick.
And we are joined by Tom Nemacheck again from the Upper Peninsula Travel and Recreation Association. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Steve Yencich told us a few minutes ago that he had some data that said Michigan doubled and in some cases tripled occupancy and travel activity from last year. Did you find that to be the case with your members in the Upper Peninsula?
Yes, we did. We don't have the exact numbers right now, but boy, that everybody's reporting to have an excellent summer. Many properties reporting the best July in their history.
Mm-hmm.
So things look very good.
It was outstanding weather, as I understand, record temperatures in the state of Michigan. The overnight temperatures, in fact, when it's usually cool, were higher than any time since they've been keeping records, more than 100 years.
High temperature and low bug supply always works out good for us.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if the two go together or not, but when you talk about pure Michigan, probably doesn't get more pure than the Upper Peninsula. And for those of us trolls who are below the bridge, as you like to call us, what's it like to go to the Upper Peninsula? I know that seems like a silly question, but some people don't go over the bridge.
They should. When you go over the bridge, it's a sense of relaxation, relief, a lot of good feelings. Three Great Lakes, make the UP the shape that it is. And I think sometimes we need to look at the map. We don't do that often. And if you look at the shape of the UP, surrounded by three Great Lakes, 200 to 300 waterfalls, thousands of lakes, thousands of miles of rivers. It's a very unique, relatively small body. It's only very short north to south, but rugged and just a special place.
You have Mackinac Island in the technically Upper Peninsula, don't you?
Technically, yes, it is. It's part of
Mackinac.
It's part of Mackinac County.
I thought so. Okay. And when you talk about the low density of people that you'll find in the Upper Peninsula, I mean, it's quiet. You can go for miles and miles and miles with just trees. At the same time, I know some people, Pat Pritchard, a friend of mine who does a lot of business in Marquette, and he's been dying to get me there because he says it's a really neat town.
It is, and it's really grown in its centralization for retail has really kicked in the last several years, and the development along the waterfront with new condos, new townhouses, pretty phenomenal. They claim to be the Queen City, and they do live up to it. It's a great community, wonderful medical center, and of course Northern Michigan University is located there as well, by the way, I saw Steve Mariucci just yesterday when I was flying down here. He was coming up for their anniversary of their 75th. They were in 1975. They were the national football champions in their division, and he was the quarterback.
He's a TV star now.
He's a TV star and ex-coach.
Do you root in Marquette for the Lions or the Packers?
The UP is probably 90% Packers.
Is that right?
The far western Upper Peninsula, actually, if you go west enough, the Duluth television stations dominated there for so long. There's quite a bit of Viking fans if you go far enough west.
All right. We are a massive state when you start talking like that. How long would it take to drive from, let's say, Grand Rapids to Marquette?
That would be about 7 hours.
Yeah.
And if you went to the far western UP, it'd be about 11 or 12.
Wow. So that's bigger than Florida. Let's say you're driving from Miami out to Pensacola.
Well, not necessarily in mass, but we have those little things called the lakes that are in the way.
Yeah.
If I could go right straight across and there was no Lake Michigan, I could cut the time a lot, but we'd lose a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I was in Wisconsin a couple weekends ago at Whistling Straits, and I was looking at the lake, and I was wishing I would be on one of those ferries going. It was as clear as glass, and there were people going north and people going south, and we live in such a great spot. Now, autumn starts tonight, Steve Yencich, and that's a whole new season for tourism, isn't it?
Yeah, it most certainly is. And again, it's just a shame that we've seen that Pure Michigan fall campaign canceled. That's going to hurt a lot of our tourism operators statewide, and it's a concern to us. So that's something we'll be talking about at the Capitol today.
Are the leaves changing in the Upper Peninsula yet?
They change west to east and central inland out towards the lakes, and so the western UP is probably 30 to 40% changed.
Wow. So the Pure Michigan leaf season is underway. We just need to be able to tell people about it.
Absolutely.
What a great place to come and watch colors. We'll learn more about this as we make our way through the morning. It is the Michigan Lodging and Tourism Legislative Conference just down the street from us here. Let's make Steve Yencich our Northwood University Leader of the Day. Northwood University celebrating 50 years of producing leaders, and he is pleading with legislators to come through with funding for Pure Michigan today at the Capitol.